Assalamu alaikum students. So we are going to have tomorrow's session online. So this is the short video that is recorded for you as an introductory video for the lesson tomorrow, social linguistics. The topic tomorrow we are going to have is it's language policy and language education in second language context. So we are going to see some of the perspective from the social linguistics um, lens. We are going to see that what is the interplay of the language policy, language education, social linguistics. And we also see some of the policies on the language education and what have their outcomes so far. And we also see some influencing planning and implementation of the government policies. And with the same time, I think at the same time, we are going to have some ideas about the results of those policies in education. So we begin our session with the fundamentals of language policy. When we talk about the fundamentals, that basically these fundamentals are related to the government and the educational policies. So the government definitely making certain plans to revive the languages, secure the languages, and to promote the languages. So keeping in view, a couple of policies have been designed by the government of Pakistan and also UNESCO and UNICEF. All these international bodies are also emphasizing to preserve and to carry out certain languages. So we will see that so far what we have done and what has been done and what can be done. So in language policies, when we talk about, there are, as we already know, that certain factors in social linguistics are there. They are not only, I think, influencing the variation in language, the change in language, they're also responsible for learning processes and the paces of the learners. So we will also see some of the case studies which are highlighting certain variables related to the policies in the language education. When we talk about the language education, we definitely need to examine that what common approaches are being used in the language teaching context. So as you are all teachers and you all have a very good idea as a good learner, you also familiar with the challenges that you all face. So we are also going to see that what methodologies or methods can be changed or can be reinforced or can be certainly devised in a way that the learners can easily learn the language. The next topic that we will have the discussion on is the language policies on the language education, what way they are impacting. The worldwide in global context, I believe that all languages are being preserved and native speakers of the various languages they are concerned, or maybe the entire scenario of the language teaching is going to be changed. So we are going to have English as already a lingua franca, but what is going to be the future of the other languages? And so far in the Pakistani context and in the other countries, the language teaching has not that been successful, especially in the English, because the competence in English language is still compromised. So we will see that what are your observation and insight about this area. Um, the next, we are going to have some case studies. We will definitely see some of the examples of the regional languages, that how they are interfering, or they are helping, or they are creating troubles for the students, especially Balochi, Pashto, Sindhi, Punjabi languages in the Pakistani context, and in other countries like in the Arab, Indonesian, Malaysian, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese context. To what extent the second language is creating or helping the student or creating troubles. So we will also see some of the strategies which are going to be, I think, good enough and bring a positive change in the language education. We will see some positive and maybe productive scenarios or the techniques that we can suggest or we can discuss, which are going to be really helpful to promote language policies. So at the end of the session, we have some question and answers. And after that, we will close the session and summarize it. And hope you are all going to prepare yourself according to the topic to actively participate in the discussion. So see you tomorrow. I think around 11 we will start our class. Thank you very much for your participation.